You are listening to the Centropic Oracle, an audiobook podcast of science fiction and fantasy short stories that make you think and feel.
Fairy Tale Ending by Richard Manly Heiman. Grandma loved to tell me puka stories. "They're like a cold breeze blowing when there's no wind," she'd whisper in my darkened bedroom. "They're shapeshifters, animals mostly, a black horse or a goat. Sometimes people, too, with a tail. The rabbit folk now, they're the hardest to spot as their tails are so wee." This was usually her cue to give me a swat on my blanketed bottom and a soft good night. I don't remember the day I stopped believing in pukas. Maybe it was around the time Grandma fell and broke her hip. I remember praying and mixing up shapeshifters in my prayers, asking God to fix Grandma by giving her a tail, or turning me into a magic black stallion so that I could rescue her from the place they put her to get better just before she died. That was so long ago now. Before the rogue planetoid they predictably nicknamed Wormwood was discovered on its collision course with Earth. Before the colony ships built in orbit departed, filled with those hand-picked or selected by lottery to start humanity over again. I wasn't picked to go to the stars, of course. Few over 35 were, certainly none without a background in medicine, engineering, botany, or one of the myriad other skills needed to keep a multi-generational starship functioning, its crew and passengers alive. After they left, those of us who managed to survive the insurrections and slaughter following the lottery clustered together in Taos, Bora Bora, Zermatt, and other fabled places. I always loved waterfalls, so naturally I wound up in Yosemite. But once Wormwood loomed bright as Jupiter in the sky even in daylight, I came home. Or what was home, for 42 years. The house built by my grandfather, decaying now, the other side of the ridge from the little cemetery where he and grandmother rest together, oblivious to our impending disintegration. A few weeks ago, a Frisian gelding appeared in the yard, coat rough and dirty, half lame with tattered hooves. I brushed him down and he picked his feet up easy so I could cut off the worst of the overgrowth, though I'm no farrier. He's stayed close ever since, eats the overgrown lawn grass or feral corn from the field next door. He follows me when I go over the hill to talk to Grandma, days when my knees will stand the hike. He just waits outside the graveyard fence, watching with strange golden eyes. These past few days a wolfhound's been hanging around too, begging for food. Friendly, but he doesn't come too close. And yesterday a boar goat appeared out of nowhere. I hand-fed him carrots, and he's staying. I expect the rabbits will be along any moment. They'll fit right in. There are 2 suns overhead at noon now, but only one is getting brighter. Brighter every day, and it's constantly windy, even though it's high summer. I think I'll visit Grandma again next week. My new friends, can't really call them pets, will be coming with me. We're pulled skyward and we won't be coming back.
We hope you enjoyed Fairy Tale Ending by Richard Manly Heiman, read by Rob Gillespie. If you'd like to make a donation to the author and narrator of this story, check out the story page link in the description and click the PayPal donate button, or pledge your support to us directly on Patreon. Would you like to submit a story to the Centropic Oracle? A link to our submission guidelines can be found in the description.